The bones of the skull, we have the frontal bone right here. Here is the sphenoid bone right here. Here is the parietal bone right here, as well as right here. Here is the temporal bone right here. And occipital bone would be right here. We have the mandible bone right here. And the maxilla bone right here. So here's your maxilla bone, and here's your mandible bone. We have the upper eyelid. Right here. And here is the lateral palpebral ligament, and this would be the medial palpebral ligament right here. This would be the lacrimal sac right here. And this structure right here would be the lacrimal gland on the lateral side. Remember, the lacrimal gland is on the lateral side. The lacrimal sac is on the medial side. And this would show you the lacrimal gland as well. Let's look at the levator palpebral superior muscle. Levator palpebral superior muscle. So that would be this structure right here. This is the levator palpebral superior. Sorry, don't want to stay, does it? Let's put this right there. So this right here would be the levator palpebral superior muscle. Now, there's a muscle underneath that called the superior rectus muscle. This muscle right here, underneath the levator palpebral superior muscle, would be the superior rectus. This muscle right here on your lateral side, this is the lateral side here because you have your lacrimal gland. This is the lateral rectus muscle. And then this muscle right here on the inferior side would be the inferior rectus muscle. And this muscle right here, let me turn it this way. So you have your lacrimal sac. This is the medial side because you have your lacrimal sac. This would be the medial rectus. And then we have this tendon right here. Show you this tendon. So here's a tendon right here. Get the light. Here's a tendon right here. This would be the tendon of the superior oblique muscle. This is the tendon of the superior oblique muscle. And then we have on the inferior side, we have the obliquus oculi inferior muscle. this is an oblique muscle right here. This would be obliquus oculi inferior muscle. This would be your inferior rectus muscle here. And this is your lateral rectus muscle here. And medial rectus muscle here. Now, this structure right here is the optic nerve. This right here is the pupil. This is the iris, which is going to control the diameter of the pupil through parasympathetic and sympathetic action. So remember, pupil and iris. And this is the sclera right here. Let's look at some more structures. And we can see right here that we have the superior turbinate right here, middle turbinate, and inferior turbinate. This big long word right here, ostium pharyngeum tubi auditavi. This is where the eustachian tube goes into the pharynx. So that would be this structure right here within the pharynx. Right in there. I don't know if you can see that, but you can see it on the PowerPoint document. Next, we have the pharyngeal tonsil, and it's also in that area, and it's also hard to see. So this right here would be the pharyngeal tonsil right in here as well. And we have the tongue, of course. That's pretty obvious. Here, the tongue. And then we have the salivary glands. So I want to talk about the ones on this side first. So underneath the tongue, you have your sublingual gland. And then you have your submandibular gland close to the mandible. Sublingual gland and submandibular gland. And if you turn it over here, you can see the parotid gland. So remember, you have your sublingual gland, you have your submandibular gland, and you have your parotid gland. And let's look at these muscles here. We have the styloglossus muscle right here. Stylopharyngeus muscle right here. And stylohyoid muscle. Let me see those again. So the stylohyoid muscle is closest to the hyoid bone. The styloglossus muscle close to the tongue. And stylopharyngeus muscle is right here. This muscle right here is your digastric muscle. Styloglossus muscle, stylopharyngeus, and stylohyoid and digastric. And we have the pituitary gland right here in the cranial vault. There's your pituitary gland right there in your cranial vault.